back to my place, and I was able to cut him free with the hacksaw.
Oh, damn, that's crazy. Have you seen this thing about Logan Paul?
No, what's going on with
This dude's going to Antarctica to prove the Earth is flat.
him? Really?
He's doing a whole expedition, and he's gonna film it. I'll tell you right now, the UN's gonna turn him around. The UN doesn't let you. It's a protected area. They don't let you fucking just go there. Yeah.
That's
They
odd.
don't just let you go there.
Dad just let him go there. Let's put it to rest. It reminds me of that old, like, yeah, I know, don't they have, like, some Russian bases down there and shit, though?
Oh, they have all sorts of shit. I think that our military has I think we have a cruiser that's like we have some sort of a ship that's down there, and there's a bunch of international research bases that are.
You know, it'd be badass. What if we just, like, stationed a shit ton of troops there and just overtook the entirety of Antarctica and just killed them all in solar research?
There's nothing to really get down there, though. That's the thing, because from my understanding, at least from what I've read and the documentaries that I've watched, Antarctica in the center is basically just like a fucking desert that's like 65 below.
Mm.
And there's just like not really any life. In fact, you can look this up too. There's this like weird anomaly, and they don't really know what causes it, and they can't capture it on film, which is really strange. But there's this part in Antarctica where these boulders, like, they move. Like, the boulders move, and they have, like, tracks and shit. They set up time-lapse cameras, and they can't ever capture the boulders move. As soon as they take the cameras down, they come back, boulders are in different places. I'm not making this up at all. I'm dead serious. This shit was on Planet
It sounds like
Earth,
someone's
bro.
fucking
Like,
with somebody. They're like, yeah, okay, I just took down all the fucking cameras. This movie's boulders now.
I mean, bro, but it's like a shitload of boulders, and they're, like, fucking heavy as shit, dude. You would need, like, literal construction equipment. Like,
I don't know, man. Motherfuckers get bored over there in Antarctica. Like imagine it's like you know, like a team of like 100 guys like working on some shit, and you're like, hey, it's not really much to do. And one guy's like, hey, you know, Ron keeps on Ron just took down all those video cameras. We gotta just move those boulders real quick. Yeah, sure, I'll do that.
Shit.
And Ron comes
It's
back
possible.
and he's like, what in the goddamn? The boulders have moved again. Everybody, get out here and look at this. I just barely took down this camera, and look at the boulders, they've moved. There's some sort of supernatural activity here. Everyone's like, yeah, sure, Ron.
Because a bunch of people were
100%.
fucking with one guy.
Yeah. And they're like, yeah, we'll just...
I mean,
what the fuck
it's
do you do in
entirely
Antarctica? Like,
possible.
do you even have internet down there?
I would imagine they could have satellite internet. Because you can have satellite internet from, you know, most places on the planet. But
I'd imagine for a research team, they probably wouldn't really
the
give them that
craziest
much
thing
help.
about it is like they have paths of where, so like the boulders aren't lifted up; they're like scooted along the ground. And their theory is that because there's places in Antarctica where the wind is like 200 miles an hour, dude. Like it's like
it's probably
it's like fucking insane amounts of wind. But it's weird because they can't ever capture this anomaly on camera. There's also another place in Antarctica, too, where, like, all the rocks are super weird shaped, and it's in this valley, and it's because the way that it works, all the winds are channeled right there, and it's so cold that most of the Earth's wind flow actually converges at that point. So, and it's so cold there that the rocks are so brittle that the wind actually chisels away and, like, forms these weird shapes in the rocks, like I'm talking like rocks with like donut holes and shit in them, like really strange looking things. Yeah, the center of Antarctica is pretty much uninhabited. There's not even penguins there. There's just nothing there. It's fucking, like I said, it's just a frozen desert. It's essentially what it is.
I'd love to just send some. No, honestly, I'd love to fucking just send Jake Paul out there on his little party boat to go and fucking see if there is.
Fucking Jake Paul's such a fag, dude. I mean,
yeah, he is.
I'm sorry. All right, I shouldn't.
Dude,
say
we
that
both know he's just
probably
gonna pocket all the
recording
money.
But like
Yeah, Jake Paul is
he
a
is
total
such
fag, and
a
I fucking
fag.
hate his dumb ass. Like, everything he does is like a publicity stunt. Filming some dead guy, total publicity stunt. Boxing match, publicity stunt. Like the
Publicity
motherfucker
stunt.
is the fucking the Floyd Mayweather of YouTube. You know, the guy is just a
Yeah, kind
promoter.
of.
He's not a real fucking fighter. You know.
Have you ever heard of that guy on YouTube called Rucka Rucka Ali? He just makes like a bunch of shitty parodies.
Oh yeah, I know.
Yeah. I don't really like his music or anything. Like it's all like I don't know, very
Yeah,
aimed at like 12-year-olds, I guess. But
yeah, it's
I've
very
seen
juvenile.
interviews. Yeah, I've seen interviews with him, and he is a very intelligent guy. And that dude actually apparently hates Jake Paul too. Apparently, like, they really hate each other, like, a lot. I don't know what the deal is with that, but
Yeah, everyone hates Jake Paul. That guy is like a total fucking scumbag. No one loves him.
I don't really like Logan Paul. I don't. I haven't watched very many of his videos, and maybe it's just because I'm too old. Maybe that's the thing. Maybe I'm just too old, so I'm just like
Am I thinking of Jake
kind of
Paul or
just
Logan
like.
Paul? So what's the difference
No, I'm
between the
thinking.
two again?
I'm talking about Logan Paul right now. Like Logan Paul's the one who went into like the Japanese forest, and he got in
Oh
trouble for
yeah.
that and shit. Like, but I've watched a couple of his videos, and I just, like I said, maybe it's kind of like that episode of South Park you remember where like Ike keeps calling Kyle a grandpa because he doesn't understand why Ike's watching it's PewDiePie. It's kind of like the same thing with me. Like I just think I'm too old for his humor. Like
I actually never really found his humor that interesting. I just like I don't know.
yeah, that's kind of my thing with it. I don't really understand it.
For me,
Like,
it was like it's always on like quality content over quantity, and like trust me, PewDiePie is great if you want quantity. You know, like a guy that uploads like 3 videos a day, you go right ahead. That's actually how I
like
do shit.
PewDiePie's the same
But
kind of thing, man. I tried to watch his stuff, and it's I don't know. I just don't get the humor. I guess
just too generic in my opinion.
it's
It's
very
also automated.
yeah, and like I said, it's aimed at. I feel like it's aimed at very young people, like, and I mean like 13, 12,
Well, it has
11.
to be though. I mean,
Yeah,
like listen,
things
like
like
let's
that.
say me and you were smart, we would stop saying faggot and all these fucking words, and we'd start aiming our fucking content towards children, because you know, people who are older, they don't have any time to watch podcasts
That's
or like
true.
even
Yeah.
like you know, they just have the time. But I mean, like man, you find me a 15-year-old and below, those motherfuckers have all the time in the world.
All
Are
the
you
time
kidding?
in the
Those
world.
guys can watch 30 hours of YouTube straight, no
Yeah,
consequences.
fucking
Adult
bag of
does that
Doritos in
shit.
their lap. Yeah.
You ain't paying your rent. You know,
And
that's why you see a lot of these
there's a point
channels.
to that.
Yeah,
That's where they try and hit, and that market's easily recyclable because as kids get older, there's always younger kids that are getting older, so it's just a constant.
yeah. No, you know,
Yeah.
kids don't actually have a concept of like what's good. You know, like they just think, hey, this is a pretty cool thing. You know, I like it.
Their
You know.
appetites for intellect are
Yeah,
developing.
like the guys don't know some shit content. Like these guys can watch some fucking like some 19-year-old pedophile dude playing Minecraft, and they're like, hey, this is some pretty damn good content. Look at that. You know, and you know, like fucking Lion Maker and shit. But
You seen
yeah,
that stuff that YouTube got in trouble for about the pedophile shit where they had like
oh really? What was that about?
oh, okay, so I forget what it's called. It's like I forget what they're called. They're like bikini something or another. Basically, it's where women um essentially like they'll go out and they'll buy like 5 bikinis, right? And
Right.
then they try them on and they basically like give reviews or whatever. And they do this with any item of clothing, you know, they shirts, pants, whatever, you know, they you know, dresses, whatever. They do this shit. And so there's like 12 and 13-year-olds on YouTube that do the same thing where they get like swimsuits or dresses or bikinis and they get like 5 or 6 of them and then they like, you know, try them all on and you know, review them. Well, in the comments of these videos, they had like literal pedophiles like saying, "Oh, pause it like right here at this point," and it'll be like in a weird point where like the girl will have her legs open, and then like they're sharing like their phone numbers and they're talking about their child porn collection. And I mean, in the comments, and this shit was not taken down or monitored by YouTube for I mean for
We gotta find
years.
those motherfuckers,
YouTube,
dude. Just
yeah,
find
YouTube
them.
is in huge trouble for this shit now. And
Yeah, but you can't really give away your users' data, unfortunately. Though it's like a
well,
big
no, it's
no-no.
not. It wasn't like that. It was like these pedophiles were meeting in the comments, and they were just using the comment sections of these videos of girls just innocently trying on like swimwear and dresses and things, and they were
Right?
using the comment section of these places as like a meeting ground and like where they can like share all their little sick fucking ideas. It was
I don't understand
I,
why use a YouTube comment section. Like, it just feels like it's just such a
because they weren't
stupid
getting
idea.
caught. It went on for years. They just weren't getting caught. Like you can look it up, dude. And there's some excerpts of some of the conversations. Oh man,
Why
shit will
not go
make your
set it up
stomach
somewhere
turn.
like I don't know, like fucking like a forum or something like that. Like I don't know, like do it somewhere where it's like not so public. You know, like start your own
I
shit. You
don't
know.
know, bro, but like it went on for years, and YouTube didn't do anything about it. And there was this one guy who found out about it, and he blew it wide open. He was like, "What the fuck is all this?" And yeah, man,
There's always
it's
a method
fucking
to
creepy.
madness, I guess. But
Yeah, it's
man,
fucking creepy. What do you think of that shit where they have like the drag queens go into like public libraries and like read kids' stories and stuff? Like,
I don't know. They do that nowadays. You know, we call
oh, look
cool
up
hip with the
just
kids.
Google drag queen story time sometime and watch some of the videos. You'll be fucking disgusted, dude. You'll wanna check out a society, bro. Like. What's messed up is like, oh my god, the parents bring them to these things, so it's just like, I just want to be like, can someone get a police officer and just like arrest all of these fucking people? Holy shit! Like, just, bro, pedophilia is getting so bad. Like,
Yeah, and people are trying to make it so it's like a normal thing nowadays. Like they're like, "Oh, I'm not a pedophile. I'm just what's the term?" Yeah, like yeah, they're
non-offending pedophile is the one that I've heard, where it's like, oh,
oh yeah,
I'm
like these
attracted to
guys are
kids,
trying
I
to
just
be
don't.
like, yeah, I'm like I'm into this shit, but I'm not like gonna do anything. It's like, yo,
It's
dude.
like, what the fuck?
It's like, man, just do yourself a favor and just never think about that again. Like, dude, like let's
Just
say
do
you're into
yourself a
this shit,
favor and
just do
kill
yourself a favor
yourself.
and just stop. Like honestly,
Like
just fight it.
honestly,
Go see a therapist. Like all these people that get caught for like all these horrendous things, you never hear him say, "I'm gonna go see a therapist tomorrow." You never hear it. They say, "I am wrong and I'm gonna fight this with everything I have." And I say, "Okay, you're not gonna fight this because you're into this shit and you think it's morally right. You need to
yeah,
speak to a
you get
therapist."
pleasure from it. You like it, yeah.
Yeah,
Well, and my thing
what?
is,
Am I seriously gonna expect you to fucking change of your own volition? Yeah, that shit doesn't work. It doesn't happen. Go and pay money because you're a fucking rich fuck and or just some average guy's problems. Go fucking see a therapist or something, please.
well, and my thing with it is okay. In situations where we arrest a pedophile, right, and we have like hardcore physical evidence, like we have blood or semen or something like that. Like, why is that not a death penalty? Like, what, or life in prison? Like,
The real question is why is it
why?
that
How are you gonna turn
listen,
that
listen.
person?
You get caught for fucking like a raping like a woman today, you'd get a lesser sentence as of to if you were to have done it to a child. Why is that?
Yeah,
Is that like a lesser evil? I mean,
yeah, I don't
like
get it.
today, like it's like what is like you fucking kill babies for their organs, and then fucking you know, everyone's like, oh yeah, that's okay because it's a child. But like, let's say like you kill an adult for their fucking organs, it's all taboo. All of a sudden, like what are children like? I mean, like when is the time to be an abortion gonna be? Like what, 10 years after they're fucking
Oh,
born until they're an adult?
bro,
Like,
they
are
got shit
adults
out
the only
there
ones who are
saying that
protected
like
nowadays?
they got shit out there saying 3 years old. Like there are people in the medical community saying that abortions should the cutoff time to determine an abortion should be up to 3 years old. Like that is
3 years old for
it
an
is
abortion.
3 years old.
Now, you see, those
It's
people
not
are
a very popular
scumbags.
opinion. It's super fringe, but it is out there. Well, and my
Yeah.
question is, like, you have the governor of Virginia where he's talking about, like, oh, we keep babies comfortable, and we keep them, you know,
We
and
keep
then
the little flesh
decisions,
ball
yeah,
comfortable.
and then the decisions made with the mother, and there's a discussion, and it's like, okay, so what I want to ask that guy, what I want to be in a room, and I want to be like, okay, so let's say that a mother has the baby, right? She births it, right? Okay, and then she births it, and she says, you know what? I want to keep it, right? I said 6 hours later, she gets home, right? And she says, you know what, fuck this baby, and she slits its throat with a kitchen knife. Is that murder?
Apparently not in the future. In
What?
1990, though, you'd be on the chopping block.
What?
Maybe everyone would be
It's like, is
saying,
that...
execution, execute him.
Well, I'm telling you right now, in the medical community, they would say, yeah, if that woman took that baby home, that's 6 hours, and then she kills it, now it's murder. But if that baby comes out of her womb and is born and sits in a, you know, a sterile chamber for 50 minutes, then some doctor comes over with a syringe full of potassium cyanide and injects that into its femoral artery, kills that baby. Somehow that's not murder. Like, I do not understand this. Like,
It isn't murder. There's money to be made.
please
You know, like
explain.
you make 500 grand per baby. That's moral because
Yeah.
you're making money. You know, as a hospital or government, you know. You'd be surprised at things that you could make right as long as there's money in it, you know. Really.
Yeah,
You'd be surprised.
Yeah, I know. That's something that never fucking made any sense to me. I never understood that. I was just like, when I first heard that, I had the initial reaction that like Joe Rogan had when Alex Jones told him that. I was like, what? They're not doing that. Like, no one's birthing a baby and then deciding after it's born, like, whether or not... No one's doing that. And I looked it up and I was like, my fucking God, this is some primordial fucking, like, ancient sacrificing children culture, Baal Malekian...
Yeah, it's fucked. Like, honestly,
horrible
like you do
shit.
some digging into it, and it's like, oh yeah, like you can honestly tell, all it is it's pretty much like God, like there's just so much money in it. It's almost like they don't have a choice. They're like, yeah, well, if we don't do it, some other country is just gonna do it, right? So we got to start trying to moralize this now.
Apparently,
Like, it's
China's
just-
been doing it for years.
Damn, that KKK guy is so evil. Like everything about him. Like,
dude,
does this guy
Northern
hold any
Coon
morals?
Man, yeah.
Like that guy is so fucked. Like the same guy who got caught doing blackface is telling me that we should be allowed to abort our children like right when they're born. Like really?
Look, and I'm not saying that I'm a Republican. Governor, they found an old photo of him in blackface or a KKK outfit because he says that it's not him in the picture, but his name is under the picture, and there's two people in the picture. One's in blackface, one's in a KKK
Well, actually,
album.
from what I remember, there was actually an interview where he actually like addressed it, but then after the interview, he kind of like backpedaled and said it wasn't him. But yeah, the guy is pure evil. Like everything about him.
And that's the thing. If that was a Republican, he would have had to have resigned already. Like, he absolutely. And I'm not even a Republican. I'm like a libertarian. I'm like a free ideas, free market, you know, unregulated capitalism, free society kind of guy. I'm not really like. I wouldn't say that I'm a Republican. I wouldn't say that I'm a Democrat. But I'm going to tell you right now, if that was a conservative politician, he would be fucking out right now. He would be out.
Yeah, you'd be surprised at things most Democrats get away with, and they also don't regulate their party. Like you might notice it. It's always the Democrats who have the pedophiles on their side and shit. It's always the
John
Democrats who have
Podesta?
these.
Fucking.
Yeah, it's always the Democrats that have guys that want to kill babies and dress up as fucking in blackface. It's like, come on, I was a KKK member, not blackface. But you know, it's always these Democrats, and it's funny because I don't know, like they're just such idiots sometimes, really. I mean, damn.
You gotta look up this video. So now look up this video. I think it was like I think maybe it was like 2 or 3 months ago. Hillary Clinton like was in Arkansas, and like, or was it Alabama? It was somewhere down there, and this bitch comes out and she's like, I don't in no ways feel tired. It was the cheesiest fucking Southern accent. And I grew up in Southern Missouri. I lived in St. Louis till the time I was 12, and then I moved to Southern Missouri, right by Arkansas, like 120 miles from Arkansas. Dude, it was the cheesiest fucking Southern accent you've ever heard in your fucking life. Like, they're just fake as fuck.
Oh yeah. Damn, she'd do like anything to win, huh?
Oh man, she'd suck Donald Trump's dick if it meant she could be president. Like,
God, you can almost see like how it is that she let her like husband cheat on her for all those years. It was just like I don't even know.
it's so pathetic to see.
Yeah, I mean, like,
how
dude, she
bad
flip
she
flopped like
wants
80
to be
times on
president.
issues. Like let's say you go back throughout the years, like 1990 and everything. Like,
Oh god,
even in some interviews, like within a week, she would change her mind. Like, if say the
bro,
polls would
Hillary
change,
Clinton
she'd
was
change her mind. Like,
venomous
I
in
don't
the
know, politicians
90s.
are
Hillary
scummy
Clinton
because
was.
it's like it's anything to get elected, man. No beliefs at all.
Like I said, Hillary Clinton was venomous in the 90s, bro. Venomous, like. But I mean, that's when the Clintons were having, man, they were having people clipped left and right in the 90s. Then that's an absolute fact.
Yeah, I remember hearing stories of like how Hillary would actually go around to like the women that Bill would fuck, and she would actually threaten them. And
Oh
if
yeah.
they come out about it, she'd also threaten them too, and like, turn them into silence and shit.
I've heard stories from former interviews with former Secret Service police personnel, and they said that there would be times where they would have to physically separate Bill and Hillary because Hillary would be going fucking ape shit, like throwing
Oh yeah,
things, like grabbing knives and scissors and shit. Like, oh yeah.
that's pretty interesting. Mm.
I could see it. I could see her being just an absolute crazy fucking bitch, dude. Just yeah. I don't know.
Do you think Bill just said, "Hey, listen, we're gonna let you become president, but you gotta be quiet about all this shit." He said, "Okay." He's like,
I
"Don't
think
worry,
it
you're
was
gonna
more
become
like
president."
I think it was more like Bill was like, "Oh, Hillary, we're gonna be president," like, and fucking, and like she was
This, we're
like,
gonna give you
yeah,
all the
she was
fun and
like,
sports you'd ever wanted. It didn't work.
I feel like it was like when Bill became president, it was like after Bill got out of office, Bill was like, "All right, I'm done being president," and Hillary's like, "Well, not really, because it's my fucking turn. Like, I want to be president now. Like you got to be president. Now I'm gonna be president." And then I feel like all of her campaigns for presidency since Bill, because she's ran a shitload. I feel like all of those
I
afterwards
feel
have
like
just been
you know what we need?
her.
What we need is like probably like five terms before a person in the same family can run in office, because it shouldn't be like a family based thing. Like, we don't have kings and queens, you know. Like
Well,
honestly.
have you ever heard this? Have you heard the that all the presidents are actually related, except like
Oh
two?
yeah.
Yeah, I've heard this theory.
Oh, is that a fact?
I've never actually looked into it, but I've heard that they're all like relatives of each other, like with fairly close, like all of them except like two. I don't know. I don't
Hmm.
know how much truth it has to it. It's just a theory that I've heard. Like I said,
That is pretty
I don't know
interesting
if it's
though.
true. I haven't looked into it,
Yeah, but I mean,
but
like, do you know how ludicrous that is? Like, okay, imagine this in the future. Okay, this is about to become a story. All right, motherfucker runs for presidency, gets thrown out. You know, after like the full term, and then he has his wife run. She gets thrown out. He has his kid run. Gets thrown out. That kid has his wife run. Boom, that's it. 8 years. That's it. Over. Like what I think is that say
yeah,
say
that's
you
a
become
dynasty.
president. Your wife shouldn't become, or your child shouldn't become president. All right, give it to the next generation. That's what I say.
That's kind of fair. I could be okay with that because that kind of limits the idea of a dynasty.
Yeah, because like honestly, because it makes sense because corporations know they can control that family. If say you can control the husband, you can for sure control the wife. You control the wife, you can control the kid. And at the same time,
That's
you
true.
can have them all under your thumb because it's so easy. The very fact that it hasn't happened, I mean, like hell, that shit was happening with the Kennedys.
Oh, I'm
Like
sure
Bob
it's
Kennedy.
yeah.
I mean, that shit was totally happening.
I'm sure it was happening with the Bushes. I would wager
For
to say
sure. We need to
Bushes are
limit this
pretty.
shit. I mean, like, personally, I'm all for women getting into politics. I would have loved to see Hillary Clinton win. But she was a total fucking retard, like an autist. Anybody who, like, was sitting there, like, listen, the only reason why people wanted her to win is because she was a woman. No one ever talks
Well, and
about that
that's not
shit.
a reason to be
Fact.
president.
Exactly.
Like being a woman is not a reason to be president. Like
Let's face facts, dude. If Hillary Clinton had a dick, would anyone really care about her? And a bigger question is, if Bernie Sanders were a woman, who do you think we would have as president? Because I mean, like, I don't know. Even I liked some of Bernie's talking points, but I don't really like agree with the guy because he's like a socialist, kind of like like socialism just doesn't work as well as
this
everyone
is not
talks about. I don't know.
economically feasible to pay for everybody's shit.
Yeah, I was actually watching that fucking Yang Gang fucking thing, and like with Joe. I don't know,
That
like
dude's
he was
a
making some good points, but the issue is that I feel like you can't only be talking about like giving everyone $1,000.
yeah.
I like
All I can
it's way
think
too
of is
soon.
just
Like
like a
no
super
automation has
Asian
happened
guy
yet.
like going, "Oh, you want 1,000 an hour?"
Well, yeah, but the issue is that I mean, like, sure, automation is coming, and we do need to deal with it at that point. But we shouldn't be giving everybody $1,000 a month before it's even happened. You know,
Well, the thing about
like that
if you
doesn't
give
make
everybody
sense.
$1,000 a month, you
Yeah,
immediately
inflation.
decrease the value of $1,000. Like
Exactly. Like I don't know. Like the guy's an idiot.
the
Like I do
reason a
understand
thousand
that you will
dollars is
need
a
something
thousand
like that in the
dollars.
future, but you can't.
Well, it's like the reason $1,000 is $1,000 is because not everybody has $1,000. Like that's the reason $1,000 is what it is. You understand?
The reason why
Like
that'll never go is because of I mean, like, do you really think that the fucking Rockefellers and all those motherfuckers want the value of the dollar to decrease? That's all they have. Like, those people will probably just sell their money to us or something and exchange it for some other currency and
well,
let
yeah,
our shit tank.
those people would just buy liquid assets like gold and platinum and shit
Oh yeah, and
before the
then
inflation
they
hit.
would just let everything fucking tank,
Yeah.
and then they buy back the dollar again, and they're like, "Hey, look at that! We just tripled our money. We already own half the United States. Thanks a lot. You really did it this time, Yang." It's like I don't know. Like honestly, I hate it when people like that have that many options in a society. Like
But the
honestly.
thing about the Yang Gang is you hear him talk on Joe Rogan and a lot of things he says sound really good and shit. But you go on his website and his actual policies are a little bit different than what he talks about.
Oh yeah.
They're not as sweet and nice as see, like he was talking about on Joe Rogan, like Joe Rogan was like, "Oh yeah, like gun control." And he was like, "Yeah." He's like, I don't believe in like hardcore gun control. I just believe in like maybe everybody should take a class and pay like a fee."
Hmm.
And Joe was like, "Okay, yeah, I could agree with that." But what he didn't mention in that interview is that under his policy, if you own a firearm, you have to take a class every year and you have to pay for it. And if you don't take a class every year and you don't pay for it, the government will literally come to your house and take your guns away. You'll have what they call unregistered weapons. And that, I guarantee you, if he would have said that to Joe Rogan would have been like, because Joe Rogan's a big
Yeah,
Second
yeah. Joe
Amendment
Joe wouldn't
guy.
have went for that, but
Yeah, he would have been like, nah, I don't really like that.
yeah. From what I remember, I'm like pretty much 90% of what a politician says is a lie. Like you can go on
Yeah,
like PolitiFact and all that shit, and everything's going to be a lie. It just comes with the job. Like you're pretty much just paid to lie the entire time to the people. And I don't know. It's just like politics is such a weird thing because of in order to be a strong nation, you need a leader who's honest, he has beliefs and all this shit, but the whole system is so against anybody like that even going into office. Everyone's wondering, why are we in national debt? Why is the country in turmoil? Oh yeah, I know why. Because you fucking retards set up a system that you know doesn't work, and you don't want to fix it because you know it works for you. You know what it is?
Well,
Because the system isn't supposed to
yeah,
work for us. We are supposed to work for the system.
like I said, that goes back to the idea of lobbying and these politicians that essentially get lobbied by corporations to push through certain laws and bills. And that just creates a whole system of dishonesty. And people always are talking about, oh, give us an honest, honest man for president, an honest person. And you have a system that literally makes it impossible for an honest person to get through.
For sure.
So, like I said, a lot of this we need to really make lobbying in every single form. Lobbying a politician, lobbying any politicians, lobbying a campaign,
You know what
doing
I like?
anything like that.
You know
We
what
need to
I'd
make that
love
illegal.
inside the debates? What I would love is a fact checker to go through everything those retards say, and I would like every single politician have a little tablet in front of them that'll call them out. It'll say, this person is lying. If you want to call them out on it, you go right ahead. I would love for that because they could call each other out all fucking day. Or maybe they wouldn't. You know why? Because they would all be
Because they're
so
all
afraid of getting
batting
their
for the
shit
same
pushed in,
team.
they would never fucking say a word against any of them. Like, I just imagine it like someone would say some stupid shit and then no one would call them out on it because they'd be afraid they'd call on some stupid shit and then one guy calls them out on his stupid shit and then that guy's like, whoa, 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 you've lied like 8 times today and I didn't call you out once, but I lied once, you call me out. And then he'd list out every fucking thing that guy ever did and he'd like just be going off. Like, I would love for that, and it'd be so easy to set up too because all you need is one guy to fact check everything they say.
Yeah, you just
Like gun
needed
control,
Jamie to pull
Google.
that shit up.
Yeah, you just get Jamie to pull that shit up.
Yeah,
I would love
you
for it.
just have Jamie at
Or
all of
even,
the
yeah,
political.
give the politicians little tablets so that they can actually look up what every one of them is saying. They'd be like, hey, actually, this person is wrong. Harvard never has never done a study like that. I can't find anything on it. And then that guy's like, well, let's just skip past that, okay? We're not on that subject anymore. It's like, nah. Like,
Well, yeah,
honestly,
I mean that would
I
create
actually
a.
want these politicians to speak to each other and just see what their core beliefs really are. But I mean, if say you have a country where everyone's just lying to you and they can't be called out, especially the age of the internet, that's just ridiculous. It's ludicrous. We need these guys to be fact checked live. And I want to see these politicians sweat. Hell, one of them might have a heart attack. They won't know what to say. I want to see
Possible.
these people lie and have to defend
Like
their
I said,
lives.
man, the one thing that really concerns me a lot, and I'm not like I hate the Jews and this and that, bro. But man, the amount of money that we spend on Israel and the amount of politicians in our executive and legislative branches that are like dual Israeli and U.S. citizens, and the amount of fucking wars that we get into are a lot of them are in a really good interest of Israel. And
Hmm.
man, I don't like it. I don't, you know, we do more. We do we do all sorts of weird things for Israel that we don't do for other nations at all. I mean, we
Yeah,
really do.
like what would you say would be a couple of them?
Well, like for one, okay, so I believe it was back in 1999, might have been
Hmm.
after this, not 100% sure, but China was like, hey, can we buy these missile guidance systems? And we were like, nah, we're not gonna sell them to you because I don't know if you know this, but like, I'm a little bit older, so back in the 90s, like China, for a while, we weren't on like super great terms with China. Was like way crazier. China in the last like 20 years has like really, really modernized, man. I remember like seeing shit on the news. China would be like rounding up Christians or political dissidents, and like, man, they were like executing them like World War II style. Like even back in the
Oh yeah.
90s, like, oh yeah, China was on some rough shit back then. And like, so we were like, no, we're not going to sell you these missile guidance systems. And Israel was like, hey, can we buy those missile guidance systems? And we were like, yeah. And not only that, Israel, we'll give you a really good price on them. And Israel's like, dope, sweet. Israel buys these missile guidance systems and then immediately sells them to China. And we don't say anything about it. We don't even scold them. We're just all cool with that. If any other nation did that, if any other one of our allies do that, that'd be like borderline, we're going to war with you. Like we would have flipped the hell out. But we didn't, and that's a big one to me. That's a really big one. There's several other ones, bro, where like we've caught the Mossad literally committing terrorist acts, like in various places in like Egypt and Lebanon, and like our CIA caught the Mossad literally, like the Mossad is the Israeli like secret service essentially. We literally caught them like doing terrorist attacks, and we were like, oh well, we didn't see that. And and I mean like actual like terrorist attacks, like blowing up buses, blowing up like back in the 50s they blew up a shitload of churches in Egypt and then blamed it on Muslims. Muslims didn't actually do it. It was Mossad terrorism. And so there's just a lot of really weird things that we let them get away with. And like I said, the constant funding, God, I can't even remember what our fucking budget is for Israel. I think it's like $52 million a month or something. It's a lot of fucking money, dude. Like,
No, certainly.
it's very strange. And, you know, people are... And another weird thing, too, is when I bring up all those, like, legitimate points, I'm not even being racist about it. I'm just like, look, you know, these are the actual facts. Like, not, you know, I'm not saying, like, you know, Jews are bad, and, you know, if you're Jewish, you're fucking evil, and you know, you're trying to control the world. I just simply say, look, like, you know, these are the facts about Israel, and these are the things that, and I get called anti-Semitic, and it's like, I'm not even anti-Semitic. That's not, if something is a fact, it's not anti-Semitic. It's just like how facts can't be racist. If something's a fact, it's not racist, it's just a fact.
Yeah, that
now,
is
it may
true.
not look good for a certain race, but doesn't mean it's racist in itself, it's just a fact. It's just a fact. So
Yeah, sometimes I feel like whenever somebody calls someone racist, it's just because they don't have an argument. They're like, well, you're racist. It's like, no, you're just calling me racist because your little tiny puny mind can actually think of something to say against that.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly, because there's nothing to say. But like, let's say like honestly, that's like playground insults where you're like, he's a pedophile, he's a racist, he's this, he's that. No, dude, you're saying that because you're retarded, and you just proved everyone's point that you don't know what you're talking about. Like, anybody who makes those claims, and if you've ever made that claim, you're retarded. Nobody's gonna take you seriously. You've only
Dude, I
proved
always
that you
think
can't
it's
handle a
weird when
debate.
people like call people like you'll see like Steven Crowder or like Charlie Kirk will go to like a college campus and they'll call them a Nazi, and that's just so that's fucking crazy to me, dude, because it's like
because they can't
okay,
think.
well, I'm gonna tell you right now. I actually had a great grand uncle who was convicted and actually served jail time in the Nuremberg trials. And yeah, obviously we don't really know him or anything like that. You know, he's a great grand uncle, so that would be my father's father's brother. So that's like, you know, several generations ago. But my point is like to call someone like Steven Crowder a Nazi. It's like Steven Crowder's never experimented on children. Steven Crowder never like tore fucking Jewish families and Polish families like out of their house at night, kicked them into the street and shot them in that. Like, Steven Crowder is not a Nazi. Like, you know what I mean? Like the idea of calling someone a Nazi seems so silly. It's like, well, they're not a National Socialist, so I mean, that one's always just trippy to me. It's just like, you're a Nazi. It's like, wow, dude, what the fuck are you? Like, I don't even
Just
think
total beta
neo-Nazis
cucks.
are Nazis. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
Like, Nazis were on some shit. Like, you can't just call an average person and just accuse them of being that cruel, that cold, and that it's just it makes the person that's saying that look very stupid. It just makes them look very silly. It's just like that's how very silly of you to call this person a Nazi.
Yeah,
It's like
every
a
time that you
boogeyman
like
from
have
a
to call
bygone
someone a
era.
name, that means you're losing the argument. But like for me, you know what I'll do sometimes? Like sometimes I'll like actually call someone a retard in the middle of an argument because it kind of like sidesteps them because they're not used to it. It's like, yeah, well, this person genuinely doesn't like my opinion. They're willing to just tell me that I'm an idiot. You know, people hate that shit. It's like fuck having a reasonable debate. Like, did you say something stupid? You're gonna get called out for it, you know. And people really just like they don't know how to react to that. They're like, well, it's like honestly, dude, because it's like you always gotta say it if you're like you know like kind of like winning like especially like in like a YouTube con or some shit like that. You know, like just tell them you're an idiot for what you believe, and I don't respect you. No one in this comment section respects you, and you should know that the only reason why you're saying this is because you've been brainwashed legitimately. And if I were to state any fact or opinion to you, you're not going to take it, and you'll throw it away, and you'll throw at me some more hot goss that you heard on the internet.
Well, I
You
don't
know?
remember who it was that said the first sign you're winning an argument is when your opponent starts insulting you.
Oh yeah.
I don't remember who it was that said that, but someone said that.
Oh, for sure. I always say to people when they're just legitimately wrong and they're just sidestepping all the time. And I say, you're an idiot. All right. I don't respect you for anything you say. Anything you're saying is completely ridiculous, like ludicrous. Like I remember, like I was actually like talking to some guy in the fucking comments on like a Jesse Lee Peterson one, and the guy was like, "Oh look, Jesse Lee just totally like this guy completely sidestepped like the fact that that like the guy said, oh yeah, the crumpets are good in the big house or something like that." I was like, dude, the reason why he didn't like respect that like anything he said is because he was like genuinely debating like someone who is like a child. Like this guy was like taking pictures of him in the middle of the talk, and he was just
Hmm.
fucking doing all this like ridiculous shit that you've never even seen before. I don't know,
Huh.
like there's so many brainwashed people out there. They just don't
I
think.
I think another one that always blows my mind is like when you hit someone with like an undeniable fact, and then they get to that point, and then they're just like, "Well, I don't believe that," and it's just like, "Well, what do you mean you don't believe?" Like I just proved that this is
Yeah,
a
and then you say, well, look it
completely
up, and they say, no, I'm not gonna look up the fact. I'm just saying that I don't believe it. You ever hear that
yeah,
one
and it's
before?
like, yeah, oh yeah, I've gotten that one. That one totally blows my mind. It's like, okay, so what you're saying is that even if this
You
is
say,
true, and you
look it
know
up.
that it's likely that it is true, and if you look it up and find out that it's true, you're just gonna refuse. You're just gonna refuse to believe that? Like, well, what?
Yeah, I know. Like, yeah, they're like, oh, I actually can't believe in that because it'll completely shatter my worldview completely. So I'm not gonna
Yeah,
look it
it's
up. It's like, dude, you can't do that. You can't do that shit. Come
yeah. You
on.
can't just tell me that. Like, that's bullshit. That's, but I don't know. Like one of my friends, he brought up the fact of he's like, you know, in the Matrix, right? And I'm like, yeah, okay. Yeah, have you seen the Matrix?
No.
Whoa, dude. So tonight, like, watch the original Matrix. All the other ones are garbage. That first one is pure awesome. There's a scene in the Matrix where Morpheus presents Neo with an option, and he's like, you can take a red pill or you can take a blue pill. The blue pill, you'll go
Yeah.
back to sleep, and you won't ever remember this, and you'll live your life just as you have. The red pill, you see how far the rabbit hole goes. There are people that just want to go back to sleep, and there are people that just that's just it. It's just that simple. They don't want to see how far the rabbit hole goes. They just don't want to see it. They just don't care. They don't want to. It's too much stress. They just want to be asleep. And the reason that Shanto brought that up to me is because for a long time, I've known him for almost 10 years, and for a long time, he was that person that just, every time
Hmm.
he got that choice, he would take that blue pill. He'd just go back to sleep, go back to sleep, go back to sleep. Like, and, it's, it's a strange thing. I feel like it's a disconnection from your soul. Like, you don't have all of your consciousness or something to have the desire to just want to just be ignorant and not try and
Mm.
figure out more about life and the secret. I don't know. It's a weird thing. It's weird.
I don't know. But then some people like I don't know like what I say is okay. You say you're an idiot for believing that, but you can't really like do like name calling, where it's like what would it be like Nazi or like kind of like I'd say slanderous ones or like the ones that are like completely out of the question. You know like saying oh you're a pedophile that one should be completely out of the fucking question. Nazi out of the question. Anything like that at all. Like anything it's slanderous, I feel like it isn't okay for insults. But like, let's say like, oh, you're a snowflake, that's okay. You're a retarded, idiot, blah blah blah. This, that, this. Those are okay.
I
There
don't
we
know.
go.
Snowflake is the one that kind of, and you can call me a snowflake, I guess, for saying
Yeah.
this, but Snowflake is the one that's kind of like, I always think that's stupid because it's the idea of, oh, you're getting offended because I'm attacking your ideas. Well, yeah, of course. That's why I have my ideas because I defend my ideas and I get offended when you attack them. Like that's why they're my
Hmm.
ideas. I don't know. I don't necessarily agree with that
I like
idea of a
him when like
snowflake.
I don't know like well inside of an argument I'd say saying oh yeah well I don't know I don't really care but the point is though is I mean there are just certain like things you can't say in the middle of an argument that are slanderous where it like you're trying to shift the conversation. Because me saying you're an idiot, as it's shifting the conversation into you're an idiot, that's just saying I don't think that what you're saying is like right or
Yeah,
like you're being pretty dishonest for presenting this kind of an opinion.
but like how you said, you don't like it when people like call names like call pedophile. Well, like generally when I'm having an argument with someone and they say I'm an LGBTQ supporter, I say, oh, so you support pedophilia? And then they're like, no, I don't support pedophilia. Well, then I go into this where I bring up a list of, and if you want, I can name some and give you some videos right now. But
Yeah.
just shitloads of videos where you have just at pride rallies and various things like that, just grown adult gay men interacting with um, young gay children, like teenage
Mm.
boys and like 10 years old, and just
Yeah, but
being
the issue is that not all of them are
being
doing that though. It's a small like portion of them. It's sort of like have you ever seen like
okay,
a skeptic video
okay, but
where
then
like
but then
they're
I
talking
bring
about
this.
how stupid feminists are? Have
Yeah,
you ever
no,
seen
no,
this stuff?
no.
Like they're like, yeah, all feminists are such idiots. Look at this, and it's like, yeah, but you're not actually like debating any of them. You're just like pausing a video from like one of the worst ones and talking about that one. It's like, listen, man, you actually want to like go and fight feminists? Go fight some real ones. Don't just like just cover like some college bitch, you know? Like actually go and speak to some, you know? Our Sargon of Akkad
Okay,
actually like had to go speak with one, and he completely got destroyed. Yeah, continue.
no, but think about this. Okay, so people do hit me with that, where oh, you know, not everybody is like that. Okay, but there are videos where it's a whole club full of gay men. So you're talking three, 400 plus gay men, right? Okay, and
All right.
you have a gay 11-year-old trans boy up on stage dancing around provocatively, and these men are all cheering and throwing money at him. I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm 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 in my late 20s.
Damn,
I've been
I
to
don't know,
quite a
man.
few. I've been to quite a few
There's
strip
a lot of
clubs.
money. 300 gay men, dude. You know how much money you can make doing that shit?
But listen. I've been to strip clubs in my life. Okay,
Why are you
I'm
chopping
gonna tell
down that
you
kid's
right now.
business?
If I was at a strip club and an 11-year-old girl
All right.
walked out, me and fucking 15 other people are finding the manager. We're killing him.
Damn.
I'm telling you that is immediately what would happen, dude. So this idea of LGBT community culture not promoting pedophilia as at least a 80 or 90% rate, that's a lie. It's a
Mm.
lie. Because if you're telling me out of 400 plus gay men at a gay bar, and not enough of them had a problem with
Where
that
did
to
that happen?
immediately
Was it like
shut in New York City.
when was this? It was
Probably like
this is
four
just
months
guess.
ago.
4 months ago, really. How the
Yeah.
fuck did he get out? Was it like
What do you mean? It's that Desmond is
the
amazing
word?
kid. He
Oh,
was at
was
a
it?
gay bar. Yep.
And also
Yeah.
like yeah, he was dancing provocatively for him, like in
Oh
like a
yeah,
stripper
he
outfit
was
kind of.
basically doing like a strip, yeah, in drag. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, on stage in a gay bar, and they're throwing money at him. Yeah.
Yeah,
His
those
parents
parents ought
don't
to
have
be
jobs
arrested.
either. Yeah, you. That's what I said. I said, okay. I said, so what? I said, so what you're either telling me is every single one of those gay people doesn't represent the LGBT community, and you believe that they should
Hmm.
all have been arrested, or what? What is most likely out of all of those gay men, at least 80% of them are fucking pedophiles. So when I say that if you're an LGBTQ supporter, you support pedophilia, what I'm saying is that society has a deep-seated vein of intense pedophilia within it. And if you're supporting that, you're supporting pedophilia.
Mm, I guess, but I mean that like I guess that they'd only like be if like you're like actually like inside the circles, I'd say. But I don't know.
I guess,
It's just
well,
such a weird thing to
but
do.
it's
Like I
just one
mean
of
like
those things.
because I don't know because there are a lot of people that support that stuff. And I don't know, like
Bro,
for me, like it's just hard to label like an entire group of people like labeling all feminists this, labeling all skeptics that, or
I
but I
don't
mean
know,
like
man.
with skeptics, so you have to remember that a lot of those people actually the same
Just
people
wait till
that
they add
go
that
into
P.
depth about doxing and things are actually the ones that dox people, and they're actually pretty scummy. You
Yeah,
might find that
I
the
don't
people that
necessarily agree with
yeah,
doxing,
like yeah,
but
it's funny
yeah.
because the people that support free speech the most are actually the ones that are trying to censor it a lot of the time. Feminists and like you might notice that someone is always going to want you not to say something, and that's just a fact. And eventually, one of them's going to succeed because if time's infinite, at some point, someone's going to find a way to make even more hate speech laws than you've ever known. They're going to try to widen the
Oh
umbrella
yeah.
slowly. They're going to make it
Regulation's
a
coming,
umbrella
man.
term. Oh yeah, for sure.
I'm gonna tell you right now. I think that New Zealand thing. I'm not sure exactly what it was,
Oh,
but
they're
I think
censoring the
that
hell
shit
out
was
of
set
people.
up by some sort of
Well,
entity
the
to
thing
create a
is
global
that
censorship of the
what is it
internet.
yeah, so basically so Kiwi Farms had this the video up where the mosque's shooting guy was like, hey yeah, this and
Have you
the
seen
guy
the
actually
full
wanted
video?
actually I actually have heard of it, but I don't think I actually looked it up. But you see, New Zealand was trying to censor the Kiwi farm from having it up, and
Yeah.
you know what Josh said to him in an email. He said,
Yeah.
like, fuck your shithole country. I'm not taking down the video. Your jurisdiction will never reach as far as the US, and you have a shitty little island. And, like, he was just going in on these fucking police guys.
Damn.
And, yeah, the police were arresting people within their own country for releasing that video. But the video, like, they just wanted it taken down. And it's like, why do you want this video taken down? There's nothing wrong with it being up. It just proves this guy's an insane fucking like, like the guy's crazy. Like, why do you want it taken
Yeah.
down?
Oh
Is it so
yeah.
people can't? Yeah, it's so
I
people
watched
can't
the
like,
whole 16-minute video. It. Yeah.
yeah.
Man, I'll tell you what, there is a part in it. It's one of the worst parts is when he comes out of the mosque because he like goes in and out of the mosque. He like runs in and out of the mosque. Like, and there's a part where he fucking shoots this lady on the street, man. And he like is walking up to her, and you can just hear her saying, "Help me, please help me, help me, help me." And then he just
So I'm
fucking
telling you, the
boom blows
manifesto.
her brains out. Right, he just blows her brains out, and it's fucking.
Yeah, do you want something funny though? Inside of like a like a note. If I remember this correctly, don't quote me on this, but I believe he actually said that he was wanting it to like plunge New Zealand into like a censorship state, kind of, and it kind of
Yeah,
worked. Yeah.
that's that's what I'm saying. This whole thing, there have been like analysts who have read the manifesto, and they say it sounds like it's wrote by multiple people. Like it's really well written, and I feel like I said, I feel like it was some sort of a government deep state. I don't know who's behind it. I know his mother's Israeli. I know that,
Um.
and I know that he has some loose government ties, and he
Uh.
has a possible Slavic background, and
Fucking Slavs.
yeah, and uh, but I think it was set up by some sort of entity to create an internet censorship. Because I think that's what they're essentially trying to. I mean, obviously, people are freaking
Yeah,
out
but the
and,
issue
and
is though is that New Zealand's not going to be able to arrest people in the United States. They aren't going to be able to do anything. Only they can
well,
do
what
is
it's trying to
arrest
do
people
is
of their own nation.
influence everyone else. You know.
Yeah, but it didn't influence anybody like at all. Everyone was like, "Hey, look, idiots! Why are you trying to make sure this video
I
doesn't
mean,
get out?"
America was just kind of like, we got mass shootings all the time, bro.
Yeah,
Like,
Josh from Key Farm just straight up like went in on the country, and they're like, "Yeah, nothing ever happens in New Zealand. This is the only thing you're going to be known as." You know,
nah,
it's fucking
I'll always
awesome,
know New
but.
Zealand for the Lord of the Rings.
Oh yeah, yeah. I don't know. New Zealand, like, I don't know. I actually got into an argument with one of those guys. He's like, "Yeah, you guys over at the United States, you guys are like, you guys have all these mass shootings all the time." And I remember what I told him. I said, "Where the fuck are you from?" He said, "New Zealand." I said, "New Zealand? What the fuck happens at New Zealand, dude?" I was like, throughout your entire lifespan of as a fucking
New
like
Zealanders are
great
just like mellow
nation, you do
Australian people.
nothing. Yeah, I was like, dude, you guys have done nothing. I said, do you know that little tiny speck on the map, fucking Hawaii? Those guys have done more than you guys will ever accomplish within 1,000 years. And I was just going in on him.
Yeah, you're just railing at that guy.
Yeah, like I was like, yeah, dude, fucking Hawaii.
Slavery.
I'll be
Crazy.
slaving pretty soon, and then all my debts are gonna be over. That's it. Game.
It's crazy. Slavery still goes on. Like, do you know, like Saudi Arabia, like that's something that a lot of people don't talk about. But like,
Actually, hang on.
they got
Actually,
slaves.
actually, so you know, I started the LGBT community. You know what's crazy? How come all these people in the LGBT community support like Islam and like the Quran and shit? It's like, dude, they're like telling people to throw you
Yeah,
off
it's
a
like
building.
they'll
Why are you
throw you off a
supporting that?
building as soon as they get
Yeah,
into
it's like
power.
what are you doing? It's like it's so idiotic. I don't know why they do it. Like honestly, like it's just so ridiculous. It's like, oh yeah, I actually support Islam. And I'm like, dude, why are you
It's like,
supporting
bro, I
people
can
that
find
want you
like a
dead?
bajillion verses in the Quran that say that you need to be tossed off cliffs, beheaded.
Yeah, like fucking like what? It's like, are you crazy? That's just what I want to say to him. Like I just want to explain it to him. It's like, okay, listen, I understand that like your whole like group is inclusive to everybody, but you don't need to be inclusive to people that want you fucking dead. It's like, imagine this. It's sort of like a terrorist like shooting your dog and he's, I'm gonna kill you tomorrow, and you're like, oh, I fucking love you, dude. I like me and you, we're brothers. He's like, I'm gonna come here tomorrow and throw you off that roof. And then you're like, all right, I'll be seeing you. You know, it's like, come on. It's like, don't befriend those people. Don't befriend them. You don't need
It's
to.
like, yeah, it's weird.
It's like hold some beliefs, cause like do you think I'm gonna respect you if you're like if you're like defending people that want to kill you? That dude, that would be like imagine this. Imagine Nazi Germany. All the Jews got together and they got their pots and pans and they started fighting off the Allies for the Nazis. It's like it's
Yeah,
so
I mean
stupid.
that's pretty much what it would be.
Yeah, it's
Be
like
like,
why are
we
you
support
defending people that want to
Nazis.
oppress you? Like actually, it's so dumb, dude. Like honestly, god damn, such idiots.
It's like oh, you support Islam? It's like, okay, go out, go over to Saudi Arabia with your boyfriend, and both you and him stand in the middle of the town square and kiss, and see what happens. Because I'm gonna
Uh-oh.
tell you what, you're gonna be getting beheaded in front of everybody, like the
Damn.
next day.
God damn, like, yeah, I also don't understand
They
feminists that are
they
still,
will.
like,
They'll
over here,
seize you
like,
and then be like, "We're beheading you guys."
yeah, and, like, feminists also support those, like Islam and shit, even though, like, in Islam, it's like, women having rights, get out of fucking town, dude.
They can't even drive.
They, yeah, actually, women don't want to drive over there, fun fact, actually, because they actually like being chauffeured around, by the men, and they, actually, women demanded that if they were to get the right to drive, they would need their own streets. It's like, what do you mean your own streets? We aren't doing that. So yeah, women there actually don't want to drive. Actually, fun fact, no one ever talks about that.
It's
But
weird.
like, I always thought it was really bizarre too. But yeah, but I mean, like,
That is
I'm getting
something
off
bitches would
topic here
ask
though.
for, though. They'd
Yeah,
be
but
like,
dude, the fucking women there though, they get acid thrown in their face, and it takes like 3 women to equal the testimony of one man. Like, it doesn't make sense there. Like,
oh
don't
yeah, that
support
is
it.
true.
Don't support this shit, dude. Like, you don't need to support everybody that like is different. Because I mean, like, they're just some people. Like you have to have some standards when you pick your friends. You know, it's like me. Like I'm not gonna befriend any Nazis anytime soon. Like any like neo Nazis. But I mean, like, I'm definitely not gonna be like befriending any Islamic dudes who are like, we are going to throw the gays off roofs. We are going to go into Americas and throw them off the roofs. We have been
I love
paid
to do
monies
that.
from the governments. Yeah, that's like, I'm not befriending those dude either. You know, I mean, come on.
It's it's crazy. I don't know.
It's just counterproductive. Like, I just don't get it, but I don't know.
It is very weird, like you said, that they do that. You know, it is very strange.
Yeah, now that one pisses me off when I see people do that. 'Cause it's like, how the
Have you
fuck
ever
can you
seen
say
that
you
meme where
support?
it's like queers for Palestine and it's like a bunch of gay people holding up a sign and then it's like queers in Palestine and it's like these dudes literally dragging a dead body, like they're like dragging a body like hitched up to a like an old school like three-wheeler ATV.
Yeah, fuck that, dude.
Yeah,
Why would you
dude.
support that? It's like,
It's
yeah, dude,
brutal.
I'm not gonna support those people that want me dead. It's like, dude, like, it'd be like, I don't know. It's like another Jew and like fucking like it's like the times of Hitler being like, hey yo, dude, Hitler's coming, and then like a Jew's like, dude, I don't support him, and he's like, what do you mean you don't support him? It's like, dude, because he wants me fucking dead. Why am I gonna support someone who wants me dead? And they're like,
Oh, so you're just a racist,
Islamophobe.
huh?
Yeah, they
Yeah,
say
like,
Islamophobe. And I'm like, that isn't being an Islamophobe. That's me calling you genuinely retarded for supporting somebody who wants you fucking killed. Like,
oh, I
these
would call
people,
myself an Islamophobe. I'm afraid of
you know
Islamic
what,
people getting into power and
anybody who's
killing me.
watching
Yeah.
this, call me an Islamophobe. If fucking, if say I'm actually Islamic, and I mean, I'm a Islamic phobe, or fuck it is. But hang on, what's the difference? Hang on. Oh, well, it doesn't matter. Fucking call me out for it. Say that shit to me. And I'm gonna call you ridiculous. Anybody at all.
Well, and like it's so crazy how people always say like I don't know if you've seen in the news, but since that New Zealand shooting, they talk about white terrorist attacks, white terrorism, neo-Nazi terrorism. Dude, if you actually look it up, neo-Nazi terrorism makes up like less than 1% of like the world's terrorist attacks.
Oh yeah.
Like the vast majority is fucking radical Islam. Like
Yeah, but at the same time, I honestly don't see why it is that terrorism is such a big deal, because it actually kills like less people per year than like cars or like other things. So like, I don't know. Like, all it is that the question is, why do we report on it to such an extent? You know,
because we
doesn't
can
make
use
sense.
it to divide people and politicize it and
Yeah,
people
like,
can get
honestly,
rich off it.
I don't know. Like, I
Terrorism is
honestly don't
modern
like
day
it though.
gladiators, bro. It's entertainment.
Yeah, it is fucking. I don't know. I'm sick of seeing these like a news people like being like, hey, we don't have a story, so let's go ahead and create one, you know? And like, through you creating the story, that's like how Black Lives Matters got started, you know? Fucking they decide, hey,
Michael Brown.
we're only yeah, listen, we're only gonna report on black shootings and ignore the rest of them. We're gonna pump it up, and then eventually,
But
everyone
they
in
don't
the
even
media got
focus on like
surprised.
black on black shootings.
Yeah,
Like
exactly. Just
they
no,
don't give
because
a
you got to ignore
fuck
all
about
those,
that.
and then you only look at the ones that happen between the police and the black people, and that's exactly how it went. They did that shit. Black Lives Matters was formed, and that was it. They had their story. They had manipulated an entire race of people to go and protest and do all this shit, and for what? A story. That's exactly what
It's
it was
crazy.
for, a story. Yep. I mean, honestly, I hate it when I see journalists do that shit. A lot of journalists, they actually silence people. Fun fact, they'll actually go around and like write up people's like places of work to try to get them fired. Happens all the
Oh
time.
yeah. Oh yeah.
Like these people are not good people. They're giving you the news, the good stuff. Like you actually need to, like man, you actually want the good news. You go look that up, because remember every single thing in media, essentially what that is, it's just a version of the events. That's all it is. It's their opinion on the fact, and the fact is you only get one opinion because there's only one media, so to say. And these people don't want you looking at the facts on your own because you might not come to the conclusion that they did. It's all framing, you know.
I mean, do you think that like Jews run the media? Do you think that's a real thing? I don't know if that's necessarily a
I
real
think
thing, but a lot
corporations
of them
do.
are Jewish.
Like I remember back in the 1980s, or no, not the 80s. It was I remember it was back in the days when I was just I'm not gonna get into specifics, but basically this guy was just sort of hanging out, you know, and he was trying to expose something known as the octopus. All right. Well, basically what the octopus was, he believed
Yeah,
that
I'm
there were
interested.
like 9 major companies that actually ran all of media. All right.
Okay.
So fucking the guy ended up trying to go and meet with an informant, and then he got killed in a car accident. And there were
Weird.
all these like suspicious things, and he was always getting threats from people on the phone, and his maid said that he was actually meant to go meet with the like an informant that day, and all this shit. But yeah, I mean, like, yeah, you actually look that shit up, the octopus. There's actually some really interesting stuff in that because there's so many coincidences, and don't quote me on this, but I'm pretty sure that all of his research and stuff got destroyed actually. But yeah, I
Hmm.
don't know. It is pretty interesting though that all that shit happened to him though. But I'm not saying it's a true thing, but like, I don't know, man. Like, I'd say corporations definitely control it today. Like advertisers, they play a crucial role in what gets printed,
Hollywood, I mean, really
so
owns a
to
lot of
say.
things.
Yeah, Hollywood. I don't know.
I mean, like, a
I've
lot of
only
the
seen a
modern day
movie that
narrative comes
really.
out of Hollywood.
Oh yeah.
I guess at least maybe California. I don't know. It's hard to say.
Mm.
Maybe it's not necessarily Hollywood. I guess it comes out of New York too. But like I don't know, you got people like AOC or Nancy Pelosi or friggin' Maxine Waters
Mhm.
that are just I don't know, they I don't know, it's a crazy agenda that's getting pushed nowadays. This this idea of we tell Americans that like rich America and corporations are bad, and then you have these Democrats and I mean even Republicans, and they just
Yeah, and
blatantly
they're taking the
like just
money.
feed these things. Yeah, and it's like AOC. Like I remember when she got elected, she said she couldn't move to New York because she didn't have enough money to live there, and now we find out that she might have stole like $1 million from her campaign. Like,
To be fair, it's getting a lot more expensive to live in New York nowadays, though, with them going bankrupt and all of it. Oh yeah, but and
still,
maybe she needed 2 million. What a bitch. Yeah. God damn. Oh shit, Cav's connecting. Oh dude, that's it. Oh dude, last seen 1 minute ago. They took him offline, boys. That's it. That's the end of the podcast. Or well, not really podcast. It's not even popular enough to call myself Xing any viewers. But yeah, that's the fucking end, dude. We lost my fucking boy. Well, everybody looks like this is really long and drawn out. Like goodbye or whatever, because there's a chance he might come back. So we're gonna wait for a little bit longer. He's back. He's back. All right, we got him, boys. It's game. Wait. Oh, that's gonna be a pain in the ass. Fuck it. All right, buddy. We'll be back in 3 seconds. All right, we're back. Yeah, it looks like the octopus is trying to shut you down for a second there, huh?
No, my Xbox just timed out.
Oh yeah. You weren't moving around the controller or whatever.
I was not. Kind of messed up there. Globalists maybe were trying to shut me down. Who knows?
Huh. Man.
But no. What I was gonna ask you was, do you think there's like this weird culture in our society nowadays of like? I've noticed this idea. Like, I remember when I was a kid, and I was in church, and I got into a fight with another kid. And I beat him up. Like, I bruised his face, I cut his lip. He had like a scrape
Right.
on his knee when I pushed him down. And I didn't have really anything on me. I had like a scrape on my knee when I went down with him. But I didn't have like any hits on my face or anything. So I beat him up pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
But what happened was the kid slapped me in the face. Like, he slapped me in the face, and that's how it all started. And there was like a bunch of people that all saw it. They seen him slap me in the face. Well, they wanted me to not come back to the parents of that kid were saying that I shouldn't be allowed to come back to the church because I beat their kid up.
Mm-hmm.
Now, my dad's whole spin on that was, if your kid hadn't have slapped my kid, he wouldn't have the cut lip and bruised face and a scuffed knee. Well, I think there's a weird push in our society of what determines a victim is who has the most cuts and bruises. So, like, you have this idea of you can go out and, like, the whole idea of punch a Nazi, okay? Well, you know, there's been several
Did that happen
videos
to
where
the
people have
quartering?
punched Nazis, and then the Nazi fucking beats their literal goddamn ass, like, knocks their lights out. And
You know, actually, I remember, well, you know who the quartering is? That guy. Well, basically, he actually got like, I think it was like, I think he got punched like in the face, and he actually got kicked out of VidCon because he got punched by this guy who like was bragging about punching him on Twitter, and this guy was like a buff motherfucker. He says he's like a trans, even though he's like, he's like a bodybuilder almost, and yeah, he ended up suing the guy though. The quartering did, and he's trying to like, get like a couple $1,000,000. Maybe like 100K. I don't know. Yeah, he's just trying to get some money off of him though for pulling that shit. Yeah, so I believe the
But
way
my
it
whole
went
thing is,
down
you have this
was
idea of where, like, if someone punches, like, if you go out and you punch a Nazi, right? You use, because you think someone's a Nazi, like, they have, you know, they say there's only two genders or whatever, you know, and you go out and you punch them in the face, right? Because they're a fucking Nazi. You punch them in the face, and then if that person beats your fucking ass, like, I mean, beats your ass, like, knocks a couple teeth out, you know,
well, he
gives
shoots
you a
it there.
minor
There has to be proof
concussion,
of you
like.
taking the first hit though, like a videotape or like eyewitnesses.
Well, no,
But
I'm
I mean,
saying
this
even
happens.
if there's video at this point, like, there's this push in our society that person who initially walked up and punched that person in the face, and then because they got their ass severely beaten, that they're the victim. And I think that's really wrong. I think it's not that they're the victim, they lost. They picked a fight and they lost. And being a loser doesn't make you a victim. It just makes you a
Just
loser. Like,
because you lost a fight doesn't mean you've lost a legal battle though. Everyone remember that.
that's true. But I mean, I'm saying, like, just because you lose a fight doesn't make you a victim. I mean, if you go out starting shit and you start shit with the wrong motherfucker and that dude beats your ass, you know, you're not a victim. You're just some guy that started a fight and got his ass kicked. Like,
Mm.
and there's this weird idea in our society that if you, you know,
I feel like we actually need some
if you
fighting
physically
laws
assault someone,
or
what's
something,
that?
you know, like actually, I feel like we might need like some fighting laws where like two guys could just like randomly agree to fight, and there's just
They
like
used to have those back in the day.
yeah, just like call it like the fucking duel law
Yeah.
where like if say two guys like agree, like with the witness are to say, hey, listen, but it has to be on video. They both have to say, listen, we're both gonna fight, no matter what happens, nothing legal can happen. That's it. I mean, like unless some guy pulls like a weapon, there'll be like certain things like, oh yeah, fist fight. That's it, done. Whatever happens,
Well,
it happens.
I mean, in early America, dueling was legal. Where there's a really famous uh Hamilton,
Hmm.
the duel with Hamilton and fuck, I can't remember the other guy's name, but he shot Hamilton, and
Wasn't there a president who like killed like 30 guys in duels and shit?
Andrew Jackson, I think, dueled some people
Yeah,
and
Jackson.
killed some
That guy's
people.
crazy.
Yeah,
He just go
but
around and like be like, hey, yo, buddy, you're talking shit about me, and he'd be like, let's fucking go, dude.
well, that's how senators used to settle their fucking shit. Like back in early America, they would go and have duels, like, and they would just fucking shoot each other. Like, it's fucking crazy, dude.
We
But
need to
yeah, there
limit
used to
some term
be.
limits on everyone in fucking Congress and shit.
There's still such a thing as mutual combat too. Like the police can, if you get into a fight with like your neighbor or something like that, and the
Hmm.
police assess that neither one of you started the fight, you were both being aggressors. Like there's there's what they call mutual combat clauses in the law where you both essentially wouldn't get charged with anything.
Yeah, but who the fuck would I don't know, like the question there is who the fuck would be like, yeah, I fucking whooped his ass, because the other guy could be like, yeah, I got my ass whooped and he started all of it. No, like both guys aren't gonna be saying that like sometimes, you know.
Oh yeah, for sure. I'm just saying
Because
there is that. I
that shit's
mean,
like a rock paper scissors type scenario where it's like,
yeah,
motherfucker, you dude, you fucking throw scissors and that guy throws paper, your ass is getting clipped.
it's
The
true.
rocks fucking come down on the fucking scissors, my man.
This is also true. But I mean,
Yeah.
like I said, bro, I feel like people that actually want to get into a physical fist fight, I don't mean people that like want to go out and punch, smash the fash or punch a Nazi. Like those
Mhm.
people, they want to go out and get a rush. They want to run up and hit someone and then like run away. Someone who
Well, the
like
issue is
people
that
who
those
really
people
get into
are
a fight.
snowflakes, though. They like because those people like playing the victim a lot. And the issue is, if someone who likes playing victim that just assaulted somebody, they're going to play the victim when they get their ass whooped.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like we have that weird push in this culture where that's like a totally acceptable thing to do. Like
Hmm.
and we just nurse and coddle them. We're like, oh, you poor victim, and it's like, what? I don't know what. America's becoming a weird place, dude.
You know what? Through
The
half
world's
this
becoming a weird place.
oh, I can't do that. Oh well, at least I tried. I can't get my little key for kimchi. And is there some way I can like
Oh,
turn off the music for this so I can play it while we're fucking? I'll figure it out.
oh, you mean in the headset? You can hear the music.
Well, listen, I'm actually just gonna try to what is it? I'm actually just gonna open up the thing and I'm just gonna try to turn off the audio to it, and then like
Okay.
throughout the rest of the thing, these people can watch me play this gay ass shit.
Oh shit. Oh man,
Yeah,
it
fucking damn. I don't know though. We definitely need some clauses and shit though.
yeah. I feel like something where maybe you go down to a courthouse and like sign a document like stating like I hereby agree to fight blah 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 on, I don't know.
What I would like is
Yeah.
just like a video where it's like both guys are like, yeah, we both want to kick each other's asses and shit, and that's it. Game, let's fucking go. Oh, there's the audio. We'll just turn it all off.
I can't hear anything.
No, I'm just turning it off all right now. Yeah, okay, I should
Uh,
be good actually. Just turned off all the audio.
God damn, my feet are like, or well, it's just one foot. I broke it like fucking forever ago skateboarding, and it has been fucking bothering me the last couple of days. Fuck.
This game is so annoying because it keeps on telling me that I need like a special key for it to like input it into, but it doesn't actually give me the option to put it in.
Special key to put what? I'm not understanding. What are you talking about?
Basically, because Steam is like a stream, no, yeah, it's like Steam keys or something
Oh,
like it is, and yeah,
yeah, okay,
like
yeah.
this shit
I know
doesn't
what you
give me the
mean.
option to put it in, so it's just always in the fucking bottom like right hand of my screen. It's fucking annoying as hell.
I got you.
God damn.
It's just like that window that's always there, huh?
I need to get rid of it because someone will fucking watch the podcast and they'll fucking steal my game. They'll be like,
Oh
holy shit,
shit!
there's the CD key for a $30 game. God damn, I just barely fucking.
Blur it out, bro. Blur it out.
It's a pretty long call. It'll be hard to just blur it out, but
Put
damn,
a piece of
I
tape
keep on
over it
getting
right
called.
now.
Doesn't work. These people
It
can see the
doesn't work.
computer screen. Anyways,
That's
oh, my
crazy.
OBS
Oh,
is
man.
made to record just audio in general. I'll need to look through this though to see if my Steam makes sound though. I'll have to disable the sound somehow.
Fuck. Yeah, dude. Yeah, that fucking Virginia governor is an evil fuck. You are right. That dude is. Ugh.
Well, this feels like anything that's like bad and evil. Like it feels like he supports it, and like honestly, I just don't like that. It's
Oh, he
like
supports it in the creepiest way too. He's such a fucking ugh.
I don't like him. Like fuck that guy.
Dude, is it just me or like when the dude in Yu Yu Hakusho does his like spirit sword, it sounds exactly like a lightsaber. Like how can they use that sound? Like George Lucas owned that sound. I don't know. Maybe I'm just high. It's like how can you use that sound?
No way, dude. I'm already getting attacked in this game. I looked away for like 2 goddamn seconds, bro.
Ah, they're fucking you, dude.
What does it mean, registration key? Let me put in the goddamn key then, please.
It will not let you.
This is some bullshit. Hang on, I want to figure this out.
And supposedly Joe Rogan's gonna be on the Alex Jones show at like 1 o'clock tomorrow.
Oh yeah? That'll be fucking
Oh
awesome.
yeah. It'll be Jones Rogan Part 2. The Jones Rogan Experience. InfoWars with your host Jones Rogan.
Dude, please let me put in the goddamn CD key. I want to put it in. Just hang on, let me look this up on my phone. How to put in CD key for Kenshi.
At first I thought you were saying kimchi and I was like, damn, I love kimchi.
Yeah. It's like KNNSHI. It should already be there. The Steam version of Kenshi is slightly different than the normal version of Kenshi. It should automatically be the paid version when you play it for the first time. At least I've never entered it. It's in there. I have no limitations.
Kimchi.
Oh, people are telling me it's like the do not show again box. Alright, we'll do it like that then. That's easy as hell. Alright, fuck it. Now how the fuck do I guess there has to be a way for me to stream this now. So see, so the Windows key doesn't work. Oh yeah, it does. Alright, fuck it. Here, we'll just turn off all this shit. Set the audio. Did that work? Fuck's my display cat. There it is. I think we got it. Right? That it? Yeah,
I don't know.
that'll work
I can't
just
see.
fine. Alright, I think we got it, dude. Now I can play
What
Kenshi
happened
while
with
we're
you,
streaming this.
What happened with you doing all those clubs? Did anybody fucking hit you up with that, or did that shit just get weird?
No one actually like messaged me, but oh shit, that bitch gonna die.
You got a bunch of
Oh, she
brony
did.
requests? Dude, the brony
Oh,
thing,
yeah.
that's a fucking... You can't convince me those aren't pedophiles, bro.
Oh, they are
Like,
so not pedophiles. They're just
no,
like
dude,
they're just creepy
what?
dudes.
I don't know, bro. It's too creepy then.
I don't know, man.
It's...
Like honestly, like I definitely do understand that they are like
Bro, I look
what
at that
is
and I'm
it?
just like, fuck.
I do feel like that is the fucking knee jerk reaction though, but I honestly I just don't see it
It
because I
is.
actually
It is
knew
a
this game
niche.
named Axel, but yeah, like yeah, I remember like because actually like a new one dude, his name was Axel and he was cool. Oh
His name was
damn.
Axel the Brony. That's crazy.
No, like yeah, that was actually his like his real name in real life. He was actually a really cool dude though, and he was just completely normal. He just like he was just a part of that like fandom thing. And I also knew another guy named what was it? It was damn, what was his name? That'll be fucking me for a little bit.
Have you seen this,
Oh,
that the leftists are starting to attack fucking Joe Rogan now?
are they?
Yeah, someone was it? They just wrote an article about how Joe Rogan's podcast has become a bastion for free speech of those who hate the left, and it's just like, oh god.
Oh, that's rocking. Turner, what are you doing, bitch? Don't you turn around? Ha! Halfway through this fucking podcasting, feeling like, damn. Just look at that. Look at that beautiful gameplay. Fuck, we about to get jumped. Turner, kick some ass, dude. Come on. Yo, Izumi, bitch. Yeah, I don't know. Just people are idiots in general, though. I can't wait till fucking more people get outed as them. Cap lock, bitch. Izumi, you go on block. Oh shit. We'll kick some ass. Yeah, boy. Damn, they took down Turner, dude. Damn. Do you want to know what this game devolves into? This shit devolves into me like having to keep on reload saves until I win a fight. Hang on, where the fuck is Ellis at? Oh damn, he's getting his ass whooped. Damn, I thought he was like a warrior or something, man. Damn, another fucking L. Damn, how long did it take you to get through that dark tournament though on fucking
Oh god, probably about... Oh no, sorry, I was just reading this. Whoa,
Yeah, what is it?
oh my god, I just read this shit that's like fucking hard as fuck, and there's like photographs with it.
Yeah,
Oh,
what is it?
Jesus. Alright, so I guess I'll start reading it. George Stinney Jr. was the youngest person sentenced to death in the 20th century in the United States. He was only 14 and he was executed by electric chair. During his trial until the day of his execution, he always carried a Bible in his hands, claiming for his innocence. He was accused of
Mm-hmm.
killing two white girls, Betty of 11 years old and Mary of 7 years old. The bodies were found near a house where the teenager resided with his parents. At the time, all of the jurors were white. The trial lasted 2 hours, and the sentence was handed down in 10 minutes. The child's parents were
Ooh,
threatened and
10 minutes?
prevented, yeah, from giving him gifts in the courtroom and then expelling them from the city. Wow, they expelled his parents from the city. Before his
Ooh.
execution, George spent 81 days without being able to see his parents. He was trapped in a solitary cell 80 kilometers from his city. He was heard. Hang on. Oh, he was heard alone without the presence of his parents or his lawyer. He
Mm.
was electrocuted with, God, 5,380 volts of electricity to the head, which I think you only need 120 volts to kill a person. So
Damn.
that's a shitload of electricity. 70 years later, his innocence was finally proven by a judge in South Carolina. The beam with which the two girls were killed with weighed more than 19 kilograms, which I believe is like fucking 65 pounds, but I don't quote me on that. Therefore, it was impossible for Stinney to be able to lift it, let alone be able to hit hard enough to kill the two girls. I mean, yeah, it's pretty hard to swing a 65-pound beam hard enough to hit somebody. Child was innocent, or the child was innocent. Someone put everything together to blame him just for being black. Stephen King was inspired by this case to write the book The Green Mile, which was taken to theaters in 1999. And they have pictures of
Ooh.
them executing him, and it is fucking
That's
brutal.
terrible.
Yeah.
Damn, the tides of battle have finally turned. Turner, why do you keep walking over there, dude? Quit it.
Crazy.
Damn, we got fucking destroyed.
Yeah, it just wrecked you.
Yeah, we survived this time, so I guess we'll take it. Oh, dude, please tell me they didn't just take out his leg. No, we should be good. Yeah, the issue is that we don't have any food, though.
Well, yeah, I mean you're in a desert, so
Yeah, like, but yeah, usually what I'll do is I'll like go and hit the fucking towns, and I'll just go pilfer food from there. Damn, J. Cole doing that bad?
ooh, my God, oh, dang, Jesus.
I guess we should be good then. That ain't no victory, but it's not a loss either, you know?
Yeah, you held your own.
No, that's a total fucking loss, dude. I didn't lose anybody, but damn, I don't think I have any food to fund this anymore. How long can I survive out in this fucking desert? Oh,
Oh man,
these are
on these spicy
vagrants? Damn, I'm
pickles.
getting my ass kicked from fucking vagrants? Are you serious?
Dude, you're getting beat up by fucking bums, dude.
They have like swords and shit though. It's bullshit.
Have you ever seen that movie, The Other Guys, with Will Ferrell and Mark Wahlberg?
I don't think so.
Oh man, there's this part in it where like they had this running joke where these homeless people keep like fucking in Will Ferrell's car. Like, yeah, dude, like Will Ferrell's car gets like left out in the city one night and like they have like a homeless gangbang in his car and they leave a note and it's like, hey, thanks for the gangbang, Slippery Pete and the boys. and like and then like later on in the movie they're like investigating these people and like this homeless guy walks up and he's like, "Hey, what are you folks doing out here tonight?" And they're like, "Nothing, police business." And he's like, "Oh, so you don't mind if we have a gangbang in this car here?" And he's like, "Hey, you're Slippery Pete, and these must be the boys." And then they fucking run off. It's like,
Oh
oh
man.
my God, it's fucked up, dude. It's so good. It's probably like it's one of my favorite Will Ferrell movies, other than like Step Brothers and I don't know, Old School maybe.
I should probably watch that shit later on.
Oh, that's pretty good. But watch The Matrix, man. Like, fuck.
I'm too
Watch The
lazy to
Matrix.
watch fucking movies though.
Oh, Matrix is so good. I guarantee you'd be very entertained by it. You'd be like, damn.
Damn, these vagrants had some pretty damn good body armor for what they were. Just so I can turn this into a profit. Damn, I've been buying so much food in this game, but it's sinking me into so much debt. Sucks.
So I'm like in this Lord of the Rings group on Facebook, and I have this thing where I don't really post memes. I don't know. It's weird. I post like ratings of memes. So like if a meme's really good, I'll give it a 10 out of 10. And like if you get a 10 out of 10 rating from me on your meme, it's a very good sign. And this guy made
Mhm.
one, and one of the admins is like, he didn't agree with it. He's like, don't cheapen your brand. Like, oh my God.
All right, so that's gonna make this run once. What is that? Damn.